Welcome back to another episode of Find the Line, presented by Against the Grain Design and Print, where we dive into real stories with real racers, the successes, the hardships, and everything in between, with your co-hosts Logan Cipala and Joe Falde. Produced by Luke Cipala, it all starts right here, right now, on Find the Line.
Yeah, and we can do anything. Mama said it's true, and I put that on everything. Mama told me one day I'ma blow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sing when shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this so-called life.
Woo! Oh man, we had a little bit of a break there, but welcome back to Find the Line, my French and American motorcycle maniacs. Lots to unpack this episode. We got the Brick Mine, we got the French Riders, we got the Dairyland Motoclimb Classic. I got something caught in my chain. I hope somebody else does. We'll see. And then we're going to get the shakedown on how the Motoclimb Super Series may have made another machine, a fast dude with a van and a twin, but this machine has a chain wheel and will travel. You know who we're talking about. The Motoclimb Super Series 2025 champion. And our guest this week, the 566, Tristan Alexander. Tristan, how's it going?
Doing good. How are you guys tonight?
Well, I'm tongue-tied. I'm sorry. I screwed your intro up there. I can't. It's too many. Tristan. I don't know how the announcers do it. That's amazing.
I'm still not sure where that one came from, but it seems to be sticking now. So,
you like it or not?
Yeah, I was gonna say I should have asked. Do you like that or no?
Nicknames are one of those things I don't think you get to complain about. So,
I wanted just one time to have one win ever, Tristan, because I wanted Jamie Deere to call me the pull tab. 1 in 5,000 attempts wins. I thought that would be the best nickname ever, the pull tab. Here comes the pull tab, the old 31. But it just never happened.
I think it randomly came out at Columbus. I think last year.
Okay, all right.
I think it came out of Jamie, but I'm not too sure where it exactly came from.
But a year's time, about a year ago, you showed up to the Brick Mine with a super fresh 1190 gas, and holy crap, in 12 months, you have made that your baby, haven't you?
We have. I think we showed up a year ago at Brick Mine with a bike that ran about 35%, and now that thing's it's my best friend. And out of the fleet, that thing, me and her get along good. So you can't ask for more than that. Some people.
You look so comfortable on the bike, Tristan. It's amazing how comfortable you look on it, and it doesn't matter if it's Columbus or the Brick Mine or Bay City or wherever the hill is. You just look at home on that bike.
Definitely getting there. There's still definitely some work to be done, especially after this last Bay City round. I don't know how some of those East guys can jump those things so far, because my bike is not set up for that. That's for sure.
Yeah, and we're going to talk, we're going to hit a whole bunch of the series to you after the break. Man, I'm going to talk about Bay City like we all just putzed out in the open class. I'm so bummed that there just was 0 rippers in the open class. Damn near riding jumps. And I had it going for the first 30 feet and then got scared. So I'm guilty too. But I think Johan was probably the only one that really sent it hard. But we'll talk more about that after the break.
I don't know if you caught Nate's ride. He let that thing eat. I'll give it to him.
On the second run he went for, and then just can put the rest of it together.
Okay, I didn't see Nate.
One was pretty wild too. I'll give it to him. He was letting her hang this weekend. He was all.
Okay, I just had bad timing then, I guess. It felt like it was a little Sally, I felt, but maybe not.
I felt the same way. I was very much, I wasn't too sure. I tried to let it go the second ride, but it seemed like it backfire on me. So
I was in the trailer with the French Riders, and I was trying to tell them how the hill record is 8.5 seconds. And they were like, 18? 8.5? And I was like, no, 8.5. And they both go, bah! And I said, hang on, I have Wi-Fi. I pulled it up, and they just looked at it, and then they just put their head down like, what the hell are we doing? I explained to them the lights were on the weren't over the top. There was a few things, but it was we were nowhere near that ride at all. So
No, where is this video? Because I do want to see this.
if you go on the tube, and I think I googled Logan Cipala Valley Springs fast time, it is pretty impressive.
The hill was groomed that year too, so we won't omit that information. But
yeah, we don't have to tell them everything. I mean, you were on a tire too. You didn't even have any fun fuel.
Yeah.
So, but we're getting sidetracked here. We want to talk about you, Tristan, and this entire year. I think it started out. I mean, damn. Like we said in the intro, I just got so much respect for you because I watch what my bud Logan does in his van. And it doesn't happen by accident. You're not flying to these events. You're driving your van. It's your dad, your girlfriend. I just see this small circle of people, and you're just hucking all over the United States. I think your year started trying to get a head start at Carnegie, and you went to Cali twice, didn't you?
I think we drove down actually right the day after Thanksgiving on that Friday and spent some time in Utah, and then we drove over to NorCal. But I think I was down there 3 times. So we were there first week of December, January, February. Then I flew back down in March, picked the van up. What did I do? I picked the van up, took the open bike motor home with us because we had a little issue with it. And then we drove right back down again in April and then right back down again in May. So I don't know, was that 4 or 5 trips down there?
Damn.
To start the year.
Yeah, and I think you had said it. I remember talking to you. Boys, is Tristan our first 2-time guest?
I think so.
Wow. Damn, first 2-time guest, because we had you on to talk about Carnegie. And,
we got your first episode.
Yes, it was epic. And Carnegie's so tough because the locals have it so freaking dialed. I mean, they live it. I swear, like Petey, if he spits, a little bit of Carnegie comes out of him. I mean, Joseph, all the local boys there, they are so dialed at that event. And was that kind of starting your year, just trying to get something so that you could come swinging, or what kind of fired that?
Yeah, I mean, I'd never been down there, and then Matt, he's the one that built the O-bike, so it was back down at his shop, kind of getting some of the odds and ends. We got some powder coat on it. But I figured if we're down there, we might as well, before that first round of motoclimb, being it was one of the ones I wanted to chase this year, was might as well get a little bit extra seat time if we can. So we made it down there, and we got super lucky. I think like they were right on the edge of canceling it again, but the dirt was just amazing. Chocolate cake, couldn't ask for better dirt. Mm-hmm. I didn't think there was any chance we were riding, but it turned out to be an awesome event. So it was cool. We got some seat time down there. Did it translate to what the conditions were like at the first 2 rounds of motoclimb? No. But I'm not going to complain. A little more racing is a little more racing.
Yeah.
So.
No, the first round of motoclimb, the first 2 rounds, 1 and 2, I mean, I got my ass beat by all those guys. I had nothing for them. I remember leaving Carnegie and be like, maybe I shouldn't ride dirt bikes anymore. Like, I just had nothing. I had no positive motivation that came from that weekend at all. But you had enough. Like, you were fighting. You had a podium. You were there.
I think that whole weekend. I think I just seen that. I think we got a second in the very last run of the day, and it saved my whole weekend. Because other than that, it was bad.
That's what I wanted to ask, because I remember when you came on, that was kind of what you had said the first time. And did you ever imagine being able to leave there in whatever it was, April, May, and then a couple months later picking home the overall and 3 out of the 4 classes? Like, it's pretty impressive to come back from a little bit of a struggle of a first weekend there.
No, really. I mean, by the time we left there, I thought, maybe besides, I think maybe the open class I was sitting halfway okay. I figured it was probably no shot. I'm not going to say I didn't get lucky with, maybe you being out for 2 rounds and Mead not showing up to the last one and Jon not be able to make them. Got a little bit of luck on my side for sure to be able to take home the championship. But at the same time, I guess you got to be there to win.
Yeah.
But
They had every opportunity to show up like you did, and they didn't. So
yeah, so I mean, I will put it. I messed up so bad in California. I didn't score a single point, and I still let Jon get me in one class. That was my biggest disappointment. Even in Bay City, I blew the corner in my second run, and I came down. I was like, well, I don't think that was enough. And I kind of had it in the back of my head, and I was like, I'm a little bummed on that. But,
Yeah.
the thing with Hillclimb is after your second run, well, there's not much else you can do, so you might as well just be content and move on.
Yeah. No, it's I was talking to Matt and I was talking to the Jelenics too, and I was just like, man, it just doesn't support the venues when it's possible for that. Like Jon had an unbelievable weekend. That was so cool that, he just killed it that weekend. But I do not like the fact that you can just go to one weekend and here you are traveling all across the country. And yes, he got more points, but I just feel like the point structure should be a little different. I'm not a big fan of that. There's no inspiration for them to go,
On the way home, I kind of brainstormed a little bit, and I got some ideas. I'd like to pass on to Matt later, but we'll save for the segment later. But I think maybe there might be a couple changes that do need to be made just to make it so people do have to travel.
Right.
Because it does, especially with these short series. I mean, if you only have 4 rounds, and 2 of which were at one hill, I mean, for him only to have to go to one weekend of racing and be able to still, get championship or get third overall or whatever he ended up is, it might not be the best look.
Yes.
From outsider perspective.
I agree. And the thing is I just want, what I want is I want everybody to go to the races. That's what I want. I want them to be encouraged. I want them to be rewarded to go to all the races. And I don't want myself that's just lingering around in the top 15 to have a chance in points. I think that's awful. It's like I want people battling for podiums every week to have the championship. That's the way it should be. But we can talk about that more later. But you got out of Carnegie with enough, right? And then
just enough motivation to keep going to go. If we wouldn't have been for that last ride, I don't know how this year would have went. I was feeling pretty down on myself. We left there, and I remember my second 700 ride on Sunday. I felt like I never let off from bottom to top. Had a pretty clean ride, and it still was like nowhere near good enough time. I felt like I was barely moving. I was like, something's wrong with the bike. We ended up, dropping that off to get a quick rebuild. That turned into basically restarting from scratch on a whole new 700 bike. So we haven't had a 700 bike all year. And so by the time we got home and kind of got that sorted, I was feeling quite defeated.
Yeah.
But, we had just enough motivation with the open ride to keep chugging along.
Right.
I made the decision kind of, back in February, March when we were talking about getting that bike finished up that this year, work-wise, at that time of the year, we weren't super busy. We had a consistent workload going, but I knew we could do some traveling. And I was like, well, I think this might be the year. Let's do it. Let's race the 3 Big West series and see how it goes. At least start it out and see where we end up, see if we can go chase a championship, put something on the wall.
Yeah.
So we made the decision then, and even we were talking about Boise and kind of, how points were sitting there, or not Boise, Lloyd's and Idaho, if we want to go to that. And I was looking at it, I was like, you know what, we made the decision early. Let's commit. Let's do it, for this year for sure. Let's run every single race we can, have as much fun as we can. We've been on the road now, I think, 15 weekends without being like a weekend off.
Wow.
We do our couple weekends off. We've had like weddings or, some sort of something going on to where we haven't been at home, able to do yard work or keep up on the daily chores.
Wow. Damn.
Long summer.
That's a lot. 15 in a row. There's only one person on here that knows what that feels like. Logan?
I'm starting to forget what that feels like.
Okay.
But hopefully, one time I knew.
You got to excel.
17. So this weekend we have like a concert and a camping trip and stuff that was all pre-planned. So back on the road again this weekend, not too far from home, but and the next weekend, of course, Great American, which is at home but still a race weekend.
Mhm.
And then after that, I think we might actually get a little bit of a break.
Yeah, August
I'm
is an
important.
unusually slow summer or a month for hill climb. I don't think there's any pro hill climbs this year in August that I.
So we have Sturgis in the
Oh
first
yeah.
Monday, and then there's nighttime, I believe, on the 23rd, which they
Oh
have
okay.
a series
Yeah.
race. But I'm not sure if we're going to do Sturgis this year, just due to some, promoter issues. Nate and I have had the last couple of years where we've had some disagreements, and it
Oh,
not really
bummer.
panning out to be worth taking a day off work and going to it. But
Oh,
it'll
shit.
be at nighttime, of course.
That place is it's a wild place, man.
Yeah,
I went
we've had
a
a
few
couple
times.
that you just got to shake your head and walk away because it didn't quite math out.
There was one year that I went and I had two good rides, and the one that seemed a lot faster was much slower on the scoreboard than what I expected it to be. And then I think it was like a year or two later, I found out that they were using a stopwatch because they couldn't figure out how their timing lights, what was wrong with them.
Oh, no.
So I'm
Wow.
like, okay, that makes a little bit more sense.
Wow.
But
They
for a
switched.
while there, you could do some serious hill climb racing and during that week of Sturgis, so it was pretty sweet.
Yeah, we've never stayed for the whole week because I always have work and stuff. We normally just run
Yeah.
down for the, pro hill climb day on Monday. I've always wanted to race the verticross there. The amateur
Mhm.
one up the left side, it always looked fun.
Yeah,
But
it's
we've
really
never been able to
fun.
do it.
That,
Yeah, I've never even made it downtown to the actual bike rally. We always leave town like Sunday at like 5 o'clock, get there at like 1 in the morning,
yeah.
wake up in the morning, ride, and then drive straight back. We always stop in Gillette and get some sushi from the one hibachi place. It's like our one thing is me and Nate always, if we make any money, we spend all the money we can on sushi.
Mhm.
In Wyoming?
Yeah. And then we're home Monday night to go to work on Tuesday. So we always normally make it like a fun trip. But
Right.
I was talking to him yesterday, and we're figuring out if we're going to go or not. But we both kind of said it. We'll see how we're feeling. I'm wanting to get on the lake. I'm ready to
Yeah.
go do some wake surfing and get the boat out. I've only had the boat out like one weekend all summer. So
Well, August is perfect for that.
Yeah. When I was first, or when Naha still had a race held in Sturgis, I went there for 2 years of that. The second year, I think I was like 18, and we got to race Wednesday night Verticross, and then Thursday was Naha qualifying, and I think like the 700 main event or something. And then Friday morning was the Jack Pine Pro race, and then Friday evening was the Sturgis Naha or the Naha Pro race. So it was like 3 days of just four different separate hill climb races, and it was so fun. And I was like, I just remember, like, I'm out in Sturgis, made a bunch of money hill climbing, and I was like 18. It was just such a fun time.
that was the thing. I think it was like our second year there. Me and Nate we're like first and second or third in every single class. And we
Hmm.
made some pretty good money, and it was like, oh, that was cool. One day of racing, made some money, made it enjoyable, and then we went back and like I think the promoter changed or something happened, and they're like, we're paying like over half the class, and we like won. I won a couple and like barely broke even or something on the weekend.
Yeah.
All right, like, I mean, I love racing my dirt bike, but if I have to take a day off to go on a Monday, it kind of has to be worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially that's my busy season, so
Mhm.
Well,
taking time off in August is hard.
you're losing a lot of money then if you're busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back to Motoclimb, but then getting ready for Brick Mine. You must have known going into Brick Mine. It didn't sound like maybe we knew Mead was coming. At one time, Jon was coming to Brick Mine, but then wasn't. But you must have had it in your mind. We all looked at who was coming and who wasn't. It was going to be just a few dogs in the hunt for that championship. Did you know that going to Brick Mine?
We looked at it. I try not to look too much. My dad normally gets kind of upset with me when I do because I'm a mental person, so then get in my own head and make mistakes. So we went over there really knowing that, like, hey, last year they paid pretty good. Let's go have a fun weekend. The hill's really fun, and I was looking forward to riding Fordville because I got like one ride in the 450 and 700 class last year, and that was it. And we had like that brand new open bike. We had like covered in mud the day before. Like the wiring wasn't even finished, so we washed it, and then we went to go do it again. I was like, all I had was a knobby on it. It was like soup, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. So we got rained out. So I was excited to go back there because that venue is beautiful. So I was more just going there to have fun, which is normally when we ride good, is just go have fun.
Yeah.
We've been trying to have more fun this year than ever, which it seems to be working out. We've been, trying to bring anyone that will come with us with.
Well, I mean, that, and when you're going so hard, when you're going every week, going so much, like if you're going to just dominate, you're going to always be disappointed. It's like you gotta just enjoy it. You gotta enjoy. I mean, you've built a team of bikes. I mean, your open bike is so special, and obviously, just getting to know that bike, it gets addicting. Just figuring it out and the combos, and I'm glad to hear that you are just going there just to ride your bikes and get what you can out of them. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I think, as I said last time I was on, I mean, I just love racing. I'm a very competitive person. So, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, I hate losing. I go to win every weekend, but, there's weekends I get my ass beat pretty damn good. So, I mean, I suck it up and take it because I'm not always the best guy there when all the big dogs show up. So, I mean, I know I'm working my way there, but sometimes I got to remind myself too. A lot of you guys have been doing this a lot longer than I have, so we're still on the learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this year Brick Mine, pretty good turnout. I think for rider count, they had a good turnout. I mean, there was a few people that I really wished that would have been there. Obviously, Logan, number one, bummer that he was hurt. And then, dang, just wasn't the same without Harold there. It kind of sucked with no gasser. Such a fixture of that race. But some dang fast guys. And another big surprise for me was Mitch Dull had a little bit of an off weekend. That guy does so good there.
He's normally on. I mean, last year was my first time meeting him, but holy cow, that guy can ride.
Yeah.
I know they had mentioned the full throttle bonus for the pro stock. And, like, I was more focused on that just because, like, that's kind of my jam in the bottom. And first run, I think I threw a pretty good one down. And I think I was sitting good or I was leading. We came in the second one, like, Dex got me or Tegan or someone. And Mitch Dahl ended up with it. And I was like, oh, I think we got this. And I, like, came over that little roller and it, like, lifted the wheels. Like, oh, and I remember I messed it up just enough that I was all bummed. And then, like, got over the top right and came down, and, like, I had fast time or whatnot. And I still was like, but did I get, like, the split? And they were like, no. I was like, it just came out. That's what that's all I wanted was the bottom split. It was the moto section. That's where I should be good. But it's been a while since I rode the track, so I guess I'm losing my touch there.
I was packing stuff up, but I thought I heard someone say it. Did Mitch win a half a brick for fastest split time? Is that what that was?
That would be awesome.
I'm pretty sure he got a half a brick for the fastest split time.
That's pretty good.
Just another reason why I just love the Eagle Ridge Motorcycle Club. They just kill it on all accounts.
I said next year we should put timers on the down trail and have, like, fast time down of the day.
Someone will die. There will be deaths.
Hill track down is so much fun.
I love it. It's the best return trail in all Hillclimb.
I think it was, who was I? Man, I can't remember. It was one of the off-road guys I raced in Verticross, but they were charging down that downhill. I was like, oh, man, we're moving right now. I love single track, but we were scooting.
I was listening to Sean and Jay on Nitro and Mud, and they had Logan and Luke. They lit bombs off every time there was a new fast time. They lit salutes, and Jay was hoping that the rider would hear it. Did you ever hear a bomb?
I think it was my stock ride. I heard. Or no, it was my open ride, maybe.
That's awesome.
One of them, I did hear it because I remember, like, dropping on the first section. It was right when I turned, and I heard it go off. And I remember I was just stoked because I didn't think it was even close.
Okay, to Eagle Ridge and the Jelnick brothers, mission accomplished. That's what they were hoping, was that the rider would hear it when it would go off. They just pushed the ceiling so high. Those guys are the best.
That club is amazing. I mean, for how much they put back, for the quality of their event, for everything. Those guys, top notch.
Yeah. I mean, literally, like, if Walhalla was next to a bigger city, there'd be freaking 5,000 people there probably. You know, I mean, that's how good of a show they put on.
That hill is so cool, and like you look around, there's so many possibilities. Like we could race there for the next 100 years.
Yeah.
Like, with
The Koth Hill, I went and told Sean and Jay that in my opinion, I thought that King of the Hill, the layout, was one of the best ones that I'd ever ridden as a King of the Hill. What was your opinion?
My first run, I managed to hit neutral, which, I mean, if you watch me in Fordville, I couldn't find neutral on the start line, but I sure found it in the middle of the hill. And second ride, I tried swinging that corner and hung it up on the ledge and got stuck. I never got over it, but from what I seen, that next wall after it looked pretty tricky. Like it looked good. It was technical, and I think it worked for both the open bikes and the 700 bikes. I think it probably was really good, but I never got over. So I don't know.
I think I liked it. What I liked about it was I've never been in the championship runoff at the Great American, but that's probably one of the most highlighted championship runoff hills. What I've always kind of disliked about it is sometimes it's just about somebody going way out of their comfort zone and getting really, really weird, you know?
Yeah, that one requires a little bit of luck for sure.
The hill at the Brick Mine, I mean, when I walked it, I'm like, this is going to take some freaking talent because it was really steep. There was a nasty little wall. It was some off camber, but I wasn't nervous about it. I just knew that you had to just hit your freaking spots or you weren't getting to where you wanted to go. You know, that's the kind of stuff I like, you know, but it was a cool ass hill. I thought really all their layouts were pretty freaking awesome at Brick Mine. They do a very good job. There was complaints on the open hill, but I mean, after seeing last year how fast you guys were going, I don't want to do that.
I think open hill was. I mean, I think it was good. I just think, some of the guys were a little impatient or didn't quite get the lap. It was very technical.
Yes.
It all was about the finesse. I mean, I got super lucky my first ride. The chains hooked and kept me moving straight.
Yeah.
I think I saw that video pop back up in my feed earlier today, and I watched it back. And the chains, I got snuck around and kept it a little more straight where I was watching a lot of those guys and they were getting slids completely sideways over to that little, embankment, and then they just drive themselves down into the hole.
But with those conditions like they were, if we wouldn't have had that dramatic turn, you would have been going so fast. Too fast.
I can't imagine last year that open hill with my bike now. I mean, as I told Jay, I was scared to hit the whoops this year. I think my first ride, I kind of jumped them. And the second ride, I fully blitzed on the open bike, which was pretty cool.
That's sick. Yeah.
Those chains were skatey. You could feel them skating, and you could hear them slapping off each one. I was cool. I'm nervous here, but last year that hill would have been way too fast. I mean, Logan definitely was letting it hang out.
It was too fast for me.
You were flying.
Yeah.
Dang it.
I got the fastest split time there. It only cost me $45,000.
Oh shit. Oh damn it. Oh man.
Yeah, that was I got it one and done. I go, well, should I go back up for fast split time? And Dad's like, no, they're not doing it. Nope. Not happening today. Put it away. And then go back to the van. I was like, all right. We'll let it be.
How did you like riding the stock bike at Brick Mine?
I enjoyed it. I mean, after California, we made a couple changes, and it seems to have made a lot better. Made my stock bike a lot more rideable.
Okay.
We just had a couple things that were a bit too aggressive. Yep. So I think after this weekend, I was pretty happy with it. I got over both rides in the stock class and Bay City.
Sick.
So that was cool. I got it over in Brick Mine, my second ride, and all the verticrosses. So seemed to be coming back around to that. I think last year in Carnegie, we missed the mark on bike setup. So we made some changes, did a little bit of testing back on the stock bike, and definitely fixed it up.
Yeah.
That's right. I wish I could just buy a moto bike and get a little bit of a tune, get an ECU pipe, and do just a couple things. So you could have basically what a really good supercross or motocross build would be. But it's like I don't want to just buy and build a whole freaking bike for that class because our bikes are just
Stock
way
one
too much
just
power.
won't be enough. Like I know a stock one isn't quite enough to compete
No.
for the cross class. Like once we get lined up, you get lined up against a good race bike, you're just gonna get pulled on too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
In California, I brought my stock bike because I fought it the first round and we did some testing. I was like, well, if it's too technical of a hill, I'll ride my stock bike.
Yeah.
And I ended up riding my race bike, and we did okay. But I got like an 11th on Sunday. Like I didn't score a single point in the stock class in California. That's what did me. So
Damn it.
So tough.
Yeah.
And that class was stacked out there, and then like those hills, they just lent perfect to. Like I don't know where you rode, but I put down like a great run. I think I took the lead over by like a second. I ended up getting like 5th or 6th because the hill just got so fast.
it did.
So it's like sometimes it's just out of your control too.
Yep, exactly.
I feel like that the stock length bikes too in the Motoclimb Super Series, I feel like there's not quite 10 riders that actually have like the full on skill set to be competitive. And then the rest of us, like I'm not in that 10 for sure. It's just miserable. Like it just sucks. Like I hate riding that bike on those hills because like, especially my bike, I don't even know how to set it up correctly. And it wouldn't even matter if I did because I just struggle so hard. But watching then you guys do it right, it's so frustrating because I'm like, you get so much momentum in these little spots and it's cool to see where you're using your talent to your advantage. Like, especially at like, the brick mine too, because there's that long run in, which is perfect. But then, you make one mistake, you're fucked, and it's like watching you guys not make a mistake and getting over. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty impressive what's possible. But man, there's just a huge drop off for like talent in that class for people to be able to do that. And I suppose it's just because it's so new, But,
It's tough.
Yeah, it's like. But you watch like the guys who come from riding stock bikes, off-road guys, the supercross, motocross guys, they excel at that class. I mean, I'm spacing on the kid's name that came out in Bay City, but
Brody.
Yep, Brody. He killed it. I mean,
Yeah.
That's what you're used to. That's what you're used to. I mean, when I first started hill climbing, I could climb a stock bike, amazing. But it's just like. We get used to those extensions and moving your weight back.
Yeah.
Mentally, I got to tell myself, move my weight back forward. Scoot 2 inches forward on a stock bike and you're fine. But I'm so used to riding an extended bike where you sit those 2 inches back, more middle of the bike, more leaning back, sitting the traction down. That's just where you become comfortable again. So then it's just move forward, be aggressive. Stay up over the front, and it all works out. It's a change in mentality.
Yeah, and for me, I always feel like what makes me such a good hill climber is being tall and being able to move my weight around so much. Yeah. But then that's also like my kryptonite on a stock bike because I can't possibly move back like I do on an extended bike and be able to ride that thing. So it's like super hard to find the balance of moving weight back when you need to, but not too far back to loop it out. And like to get forward is so much harder when you're as tall as I am too, and get the weight back forward. It's like me just sitting in like a neutral position. My weight is so much further back than a shorter guy or a smaller guy too. So it's just, I think it makes it a little bit tougher.
I don't know if nobody told the Frenchies, but like there was that big shit show. We'll go over it after the break about them getting in. And then when they showed up and I was quickly taking them to test all the bikes or whatever, and they looked down and they're like, what's this? I was like, it's a 450. They're like, no extensions. And I'm like, no, that's stock here. Like they're like, we don't do this. That's what Thomas says. We don't do this. And I'm like, well, you are here, I guess. Like, let's go, And then my bike is just not meant to be stock, and it's so cammy. Him and I both stalled it. Then we just jacked the idle way up on it. It's just, I don't know, whatever. But then they ended up liking it. They had so much fun after they, got some time on it. But it's just such a different skill set. I still don't know which direction to go. I mean, I think if I had a vote, I'd just say kill the 450 class in general. Let's just have open bikes. But whatever, everybody's got an opinion.
I kind of jumped into a conversation with Matt and I think maybe Mueller, Matt and Mueller,
Yep.
Matt Bay City, and we were kind of going through that of like what can make the series exciting but still get you. And I get all Matt's motives, but at the same time, it's like that qualifying class for some of the races is just so boring to watch.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
Verticross is so good stock, it seems.
What I hate about it is that we advertise hill climb as like, it's basically the top field drag racing of dirt bikes, where there's these long, gnarly bikes that are crazy engines, super fast, crazy tires. And then a spectator might show up there, and like the guys that were there from Salt Lake City that I talked to, that are there at like 9 a.m., and they don't even get to watch those bikes go because they aren't going to be there all day, or they want to leave early, or whatever the scenario is, or they have to wait around all day just to see those bikes. And it's like, then people just kind of get sick of it. They're like, oh, they want to be there to see those. And it's like how you advertise that or what you do to make sure everyone sees that stuff is
Right.
just part of the challenge of the sport. I don't know.
Man, I mean, but it's open bikes. Open bikes are what make our sport special. They're what make it a spectacle. There's not two of them that are identical. Maybe your Buell and Luke's Buell, but I mean, that's what gets people there. We gotta highlight it. Gotta make that the star of the show. I don't know if we run them more or what or something. We got to somehow get more open bike action and less boring action, because just you bore somebody, you're screwed. It's just like the Devil Staircase has figured that out too. Like they want to keep it short and exciting.
They're riding a fine line though with what they've been doing lately too. I mean, it's like, if I were them, I'd be being extra careful because they keep making the show longer and longer and adding more stuff to it. And it's like,
True.
It's not what those people want, because what made that big was the 700 nitro class and the open nitro class during the day.
Right.
And that was just straight nitro bikes all day long. So I'm nervous about all the changes that they've been making the past couple of years and hope that they don't burn the crowd out. But
yeah, good point. Very good point.
Hasn't came yet, at least.
No.
Out east, the nitro bikes are still the thing, though, right?
Yeah.
They aren't fading away. They haven't found anything that's as fast.
No. Well, we did, but then, I mean, the Buell was faster, but.
Yeah, there you go.
Just one so far.
Just one, yeah. Let's hope that neck heals up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
But anyways, back to motoclimb stuff. I want to get your real and raw opinions on Bay City, because it was your first trip there. I think you were one of the only ones whose first trip it was this year, I guess. So what do you think of the hill? What was it like compared to what you expected? All that good stuff.
It wasn't what I expected. Definitely was different. The 700 hill was pretty cool. I like that pro mod.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun. Stock was pretty good. And then open, I mean, my bike just is way too soft for that. It didn't like, and to me, like, I was expecting the jumps to be a little more laid down than they were. They seemed to shoot us all really high. So it was just a lot of really harsh landings. Kind of like, I guess, watching you guys out east seemed to fly pretty smoothly, at least by the looks of some of the videos. But I felt like it was just like clank, clank, clank. So it was just, it was hard to find like the flow that you're used to from someone from being out west, where normally there's a little bit of flow or there's like a ledge and then it's going again, where it just seemed like I was like gas brake, or gas to stop, basically, from landing.
There's something about Bay City where you're either in the flow or you're not, and it all starts at like 50 feet. Because I've never had a ride where, like, I mean, outside of getting crossed up on like the last jump or something, where a ride is really smooth and all of a sudden just falls apart. It's always just like a struggle from the first jump to the last jump, or just poetry the whole way up.
Yeah, and I
don't know what it
was like. Nathan Preeb said, where it's like we need a couple more feet in the bottom, so the double would have been doable on the open bikes to like get the momentum rolling, instead of like, I think besides Nathan, nobody else really doubled that bottom or tried very much.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I quite had enough to get it for sure. Like, I came out pretty hard my one run, and I knew I didn't have enough, kind of chopped it to try to make it smoother. And maybe that's what that made it feel so rough, is from the very beginning it was like one clank, brakes, gas, brakes, that just maybe what upset it a little bit, where I think I seen a video from a while back and like you guys were like double, smooth jump, and you guys are through the timers.
Yeah, that definitely could have been what it was, because we have never started that close to the base of the hill. But it looked there, from what I saw, there was people that definitely could have had the speed to try to do it and just wussed out a little bit. But I know it was definitely really close to the bottom of the hill.
I think part of it too is that's the fewest bikes that had ever ran on that hill. And then the hill was broken up into several hills, which isn't always the case. So a lot of the times by your second run, there's somewhat of a groove on almost every jump. I mean, the year that Logan set the hill record, Tristan, that top jump, there was like a 3-foot V. And it was like when you went into it, your bike would like wiggle, and you never let off. It just powered all the way through. But there was 600 runs or whatever that day going up that hill,
Yeah, and that's kind of what I heard. Is it sounded like maybe that's the deal, is that hill does break down generally, but we just didn't have enough bikes. Especially being we ran like Pro Mod off the left, stock kind of veered across, then open went right. It was like we were on a brand new section of hill with, what was it, 26 bikes, 27 bikes, something like that.
Yeah.
And it just never got broke down enough.
Yep.
Because even like in the past, I remember seeing videos and I was like a paddle's like mandatory. And then, I mean, this weekend, the top 2 were on knobbies?
Yeah.
I have no idea how that all happened or what was different this year, because I've never seen the hill as hard pack as it was. It is always just super, super soft. And I don't have a clue still.
Even that top section, you had like 15 feet of deep powder kind of crossing over the road, and then it went back to, silt, but not powder. Like it wasn't that deep.
Right. It's definitely a very unique hill, and it's, somewhat natural, somewhat built. And it's just that combination that makes it where it can either be epic and your best friend or your worst enemy,
Definitely a little different than what we're used to out west. I asked Logan when we left, I said, do you have 2 different sets of suspension for your bike, or how do you make that work?
Well, Logan?
It's top secret. It's classified information.
Okay. Talk to Checkpoint Off-Road. Maybe he'll tell you. The dirt's different though too, because there was just it looks like it's no traction, but there's a shitload of traction there. Isn't that just wild?
It is. And in the hill, left to right changes. It's very odd. I mean, I ran a paddle in that Pro Mod class, and we set the bike up for that before getting there, and I made the decision that we just weren't going to change it. But I think a knobby would have been early for that top broke down at all. The knobby is probably the real way to actually go.
Yeah. No, I think you're probably right on. What did you think of the snowmobiles?
They made it look way too easy.
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe how good they
I
were.
was like, this is unreal. I figured it was going to be like a little more of a struggle, and they're just like, plop, and just tractored up it like no big deal. That was kind of impressive.
My buddy Kevin 808, he freaking former professional snowcrosser, and he's like, "That was the biggest pussy piece of shit I've ever seen. I'm gonna come out of retirement and bring the Skidoo mod sled." He's like, "They didn't even lay into it. What the hell?" He's like, he was pissed. He was so wound up that they didn't go harder. And I'm like, Kevin, nobody's done it before. I'm like, it was the first time anybody ever went over that hill in a snowmobile, winter or summer. Give them a break,
It's always easy from the couch.
I thought it was freaking awesome, though. It was really cool.
It's fun to watch.
Can we get Odin maybe on the 3-wheeler next year?
He might charge too much for us. But we can ask him.
I think that could be comedy. Get
would be awesome.
Intermission show going.
Yeah.
Let them go wild.
When Jake went off, I'm like, They just invented a new sport. That's the first thing I said. I was like, that went way too good.
He says next year he's pinning it.
Nice. I like it. I like it.
You guys could run an event in the middle of the year now, or in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Cross climb.
I think we're going to have to take a trailer to the top to haul the snowmobile on. He was pretty pissed about the return trail coming back, though, isn't he?
The worst part is I told him about it. And he just won't listen.
I didn't ride before we started. My first ride down, I came into the one corner going way too hot and about ended up in the bushes. Was not expecting all the rock.
Oh, crazy. So Bay City, now you know when you came into Bay City, championships on the line. It was coming down to you and Dexter, I believe, when you came into Bay City. At what point during the day did you know I got it? Was there a point?
I think going in, I knew I had it fairly wrapped up as long as I didn't bomb.
Okay.
Just being with Jon not there, I knew the only one I had to do good one was that stock one, and I didn't know what I had to get. I just knew I had to ride decent. So my first run, I was first ride or over, and then the hill kind of broke in a little bit. Then the second run, I blew the first berm, so that was pretty rough. And I came down, I was like, well, I guess we'll see. I wasn't real worried about it. It kind of was what it was, as I said earlier. So
right.
We looked at some points. I'd seen I lost the stock one by a point to Jon. And I was like, well, he'll be happy about that, which he was. I got a text pretty shortly after the event. How'd you do? And then, but the overall, I think we had it fairly wrapped up without Mead or Jon there. So I knew as long as I rode half of my capabilities, we should be able to do it.
Nice.
So it was good. I was excited.
Cool.
First one for our team. And for much effort we've put in to get some number ones for the shop wall. That's pretty cool.
That's cool. I mean, I remember Logan pointing you out to me when we were in Billings, and you were just riding your 450, and you've always just rode so hard. Like, you've always just pushed that bike into the ground and just got everything out of all your equipment. And I mean, it's been super fun, Tristan, just watching you just adapt, build bikes, figure out stuff. I mean, not a lot of people run a chain wheel. I mean, that's pretty unique setup, and you adapted right to that, and you're finding all these different tools for your toolbox. And I'm just so damn proud of you, Tristan. I mean, you and your van just traveling the freaking country, just doing what you got to do. And here you are, Motoclimb Super Series 25 overall champion. I just think it's freaking epic, dude. Congratulations.
I appreciate it. I mean, it's been a lot of work, but I mean, the biggest thing is I got to say thank you to my dad. I mean, especially with lately, I mean, we've been in the shop until way too late, 3 nights out of the week, and on the road the other 4. So
right.
It's been a long year.
The other cool thing I want to point out too, just because I can appreciate it a lot, is you've taken the road, or the road less traveled with setting your bikes up and getting them built. Because the safe route is to just buy a bike, ship it off to Kirk or to Lloyd's, and then you are pretty much guaranteed to know exactly what to do. You can have everyone's gearing specs, everyone's setup, suspension, and do everything exactly the same as everybody else. But you've kind of taken your own route, finding different guys to mod stuff and doing all the work. You guys are doing a lot of the work on your own, and different people doing different stuff. And it's cool to see that someone's finding success doing it a different way than everybody else too.
Yeah, it's been a lot more work. I mean, I bet it.
Yes.
We just sent to Kirk and let Kirk do it. I mean, we'd have a rocket ship and it would have been easy peasy, but my 450, I mean, it's moving good now. I'm finally starting to get gelled with it. It took me some time, which was odd. I felt like I rode my stock bike better, but it just, I mean, I think there's a lot more motors now, a lot more motors on the hill. But it just took me a little time to gel with it. We're getting better. It seems like the last couple races, we're finally finding our spot with it, finding our setup with that thing, and the suspension. It's absurd how important suspension plays in hill climbing.
Yeah,
people don't really, I guess, recognize it, but I mean, that stuff's all been on and off the bike. I have the biggest pile of shock springs in the shop. I'm like, I don't even know what to do with these. Like Dan Matsunaga, I text him or call him. I'm like, all right, well, what should we try here? He's been a good resource. We have syndicate development. He's been building all our motors. I've been with him since we were racing moto on 250s, and then I had him do all our suspension this year. So even I blow his mind some days. I mean, I was on the phone with him this morning. We're like talking over the open mic after Bay City. I'm like, well, like the problem is like we seem not to use like all the travel because it hits here, and he's like, I'm like, so we just need to do this, and he's like, well, that's a lot easier said than done, but like, we can try this. I'm like, well, perfect. I'll have it off the bike and shipped to you next week or later this week, and I just make sure to have it back to me by Thursday next week. And he's like, oh. But no, I mean, he's been a big part of the success too. Is he's not scared to try different things with us, and I keep pushing him a little farther and farther. And then Dan Matsunaga, I mean, he's been a big help, with just bouncing questions and ideas and borrowing stuff from him. I mean, I've borrowed a handful of springs from him and brought him back 2 weeks later. I was like, yeah, those weren't the right ones. Here's these back. And, he didn't do anything. So, big thank you to him. He's always there to talk to, and he has some good knowledge as well. So, that's cool. We've had a cool program, but no, my dad, he's been the biggest help. I mean, he's not scared to be in the shop till, 2 a.m, even though we have to be at work at 6, every night of the week. And then we drive till who knows when, he'll take the crap shift from 1 to 4 to get us there and let me get a couple hours of sleep. So, right. I mean, without him, a lot of this wouldn't be possible. And then, of course, my beautiful girlfriend Paris for putting up with us. She's in the shop taking a nap in her little chair, just wondering when can we go home, or not getting dinner until midnight or 1 o'clock when we hit Wendy's right before they close on the way back home because, well, I got off work, jumped out of my truck, jumped in the van, and ran to Dad's house with her, but I completely forgot about food because I was worried about working on bikes. She puts up with it. She's a good sport. She deals with it. So without those two, my life would be a lot worse.
That's awesome. How fun to have that great team around you. She seemed like she had a smile on her face ear to ear in Bay City. I think she was awful proud of you and to be part of the team. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome. She's grown up in a moto family.
Okay.
Her sister worked for KTM Juniors for a while and now works at Falde. Wow. So she's been around it, but not in the hill climb thing. So, luckily for me, it's not like out of this world to be traveling around racing dirt bikes, but at the same time, it's a whole different sport than normal. We still have to explain those things because hill climb's a little bit of an odd sport to some.
Right. Yeah, it's like 10 times the bike work and 1/10 the ride time.
That's my dad's like least favorite thing. Why he does, when I was younger, he was very against hill climbing because he's like, we're not going to drive somewhere for you to ride 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can ride 3-4 classes, get 2-3 hours of seat time in. And you got Saturday, you got to practice all day Saturday, race Sunday. You might put 4 hours on the bike on the weekend. He's like, that's worth my time.
Hill climb's like the espresso of coffee. It's just concentrated competition, right? It's like a double shot in a little short glass. You just get
much better.
But much better, right? There you go. One other thing, just thinking, former champions to the Motoclimb Super Series, a lot of the times, no guarantees, but you get an offer to go to France. If the offer came, would you go to France to go race dirt bikes?
Definitely. We talked to Dad about it. I was like, that, like, we were kind of talking through everybody going. I was like, that's a cool thing.
It's epic.
But I mean, I think it's one of those like once in a lifetime opportunities. That, like, if you get, you could have to take it.
I hope that you get that opportunity, Tristan, because you would love it, and they would love you over there, wouldn't they, Logan?
Yep.
Those guys were awesome. I tried to talk to them as much as I could. With the language barrier, it's a little hard when all the hills have no service over here. But the little bit I did get to talk to Jolly and Johan, they were pretty cool people.
Yeah, they're so fun.
The best people. And somehow I wasn't involved in it, but they did find a strip club in Wisconsin. You wouldn't believe it.
Oh no.
But no, just it'd be so fun to see you racing in France, Tristan. And I think you would it would be an experience for you and your dad and your girlfriend that you would never forget. And I love how Matt has rewarded the people that have supported his series, and he's got this unbelievable relationship with Damien Anton of the motorcycle club in La Bresse there, and he is an unbelievably great man himself. And it's been so cool to see Matt and Damien and what they've got. I mean, here we had French riders at the Brick Mine in Bay City, and now bam, this week we got Jon, Petey, and Logan over in France racing. And it's just like, this is so freaking cool that there's this back and forth, and this shared love of our sport is just so cool.
Yeah. Logan, are you thinking you'll be back to riding before France?
I will know in 6 days.
6 days.
You go back in for my checkup. Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, as long as the imaging looks good and my fracture's healed, I'm gonna be going. Sick. I got my fingers and toes all crossed.
I'm excited. I'm excited to watch you and Austin ride. I mean, Austin hasn't got to ride much lately too, so I'm excited to see him back on the bike. I think he's racing back at Great American, so that would be cool. I'm good friends with him, and I'm excited to see everybody kind of getting back.
Cool.
So,
is it Rhett the week after Great American, Logan?
No, it's like the middle of August. So.
Oh, is it? Okay, all right. You got a few weeks yet then, huh?
Yeah, I think it's like 4 weeks from when I go in for the doctor. So.
Oh, sick. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Oh, you'll be good. You'll be good. You're a machine healing too. You can do anything. Guessing that weed whipping got it healed right up for you.
That's what I'm hoping, but
brutal.
Yeah, that's never fun.
You and Luke are dominating the weed whips. I gotta do the whole hell by myself next year because you guys have done way too much. Record that, Luke.
I had to make up for last year because I didn't do it.
You didn't do it last year? Well, your ankle was all blown up.
I was laid up.
Yeah, you couldn't freaking stand on the hill with one leg, Tom. I think that's okay.
I can barely stand with two.
Back to Bay City, I couldn't the venue. That was never what I imagined it. From never being there, pulling in, I was kind of confused. It looked super different.
Is that some random guy's house?
Yeah, we pulled back there, and then this big beautiful hill.
Yeah,
everything was gorgeous. Everything was all laid out. Cool place. And then, there's a fair little town not too far from you guys there in Red Wing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So Red Wing has an AMA climb as well, correct?
Yeah.
Was that the one with? That's not the one with the step down double, was it?
No. This has just got a bunch of steps. It kind of looks like Devil's Staircase in a way, I guess.
Gotcha.
Just real short, not very steep.
Okay.
They do mostly amateur climbs there. They've done a semi-pro here and there, and then they did an AMA pro one last year, but opted out of doing it this year.
Gotcha.
The step down one is Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
That one looked really fun on a 450, but very scary on an open bike.
I was so relieved they weren't having it this year when I heard, because I'm like, I've got no interest.
It is that scary, huh?
It looked scary. I wasn't there, but
yeah. And then how they did it on a nitro bike.
That one looked gnarly.
Oh, yeah, insane. And they did it so good, like the Rassas and all those guys and Corbin that did that on a nitro bike. I have no idea how you timed that. That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Corbin on the Harley was impressive.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I shake my head and give him a thumbs up because I've watched a couple of his rides, and he's along for a ride.
Mm-hmm.
That was Red Wing last year. I think that he went from Superman to Win at Red Wing, where he was. Yep. It was both feet off the back, but then kept her tapped.
And Freemansburg too.
Was it Freemansburg?
This year too. Yeah, same thing.
That Harley just wants to win in the worst way.
Yep.
That thing's awesome.
So Tristan, now you got the Motoclimb Super Series. You're champion. What's next? Are we going? Are you Great American? You're not in the Rockwell points, are you? Are
Um,
you?
I'm not too sure. They haven't really like posted like the spreadsheet. I think I've seen some top tens, and I think I might be leading 450 and
Oh, nice.
sitting in the top five in the other two, something
Okay.
like that. I had a pretty rough outing in the 700 class in Columbus,
Okay.
so that I think that hurt a little bit
Okay.
points wise. But I don't know. As I said, I've been trying not to pay too much attention to it because
Right.
I get the mental psych and
Right.
it doesn't do me any good. So, I mean, hill climb, it's one of those things. I mean, I'm a competitive person. I don't know what I would do if I didn't race, but at the same time, like, it is what it is. I mean, I go out, ride my best, and well, hopefully it's good enough. And if it's not, well, I mean, I still have a full time job to go to work at. So I
That's
can't be too mad.
no, but how impressive you're riding Rockwell. So you went to Wyoming, the Big Sky, and Columbus, and then how about American Hill Climb West? Have you hit all those rounds up to this point?
Yep. We haven't missed a single race. I said I was going to do it this year. We're doing
Dang.
it. So, as I said, I
Damn,
only spent them in 15 weekends or an off weekend in 15 weeks. We'll go 17 weekends, I think was my count on it.
Jesus.
In a row. So very busy. I mean, the biggest thing is I own my own business, and now we got a hailstorm around here. That's what we do a lot of hail work. So
Oh wow.
right now, that's my biggest killer is, like between North Dakota and Bay City, we get home maybe Monday afternoon at noon or something, and then I need to leave at Friday or something. I might only get 3 days of work in.
Oh shit.
I'm our only sales guy. I run all our production and deal with everything and got to meet with customers all the time. So it's a lot to do in a couple hour period. When I came home and we left North Dakota and the 700 bike needed some more love, and before I know it, I'm like, I don't know how I can fit all this into 1 week, but we sure tried. We were in the shop Friday morning till 2:00. And then actually on the way back from North Dakota, we had an injector go out and got the black hole of death in the van. So like Thursday night, we were up till like 1 or 2 putting an injector in the van. And then Friday night, we were up to like 2 working on the 700 bike.
Jeez.
I got the van finally back home because we left it at my dad's shop, and got back home like 2:30, unloaded the old dirty clothes and stuff, loaded the new stuff in, went to bed, and we got up at like 4:30 Saturday morning, got on the road, drove all day to get there.
Wow.
Luckily, we got there like 8:00, which was nice. We got there early. We got a hotel. I was able to get some sleep.
Good.
So it was, that, and I almost felt like relaxing. It was kind of nice. We showed up to Bresse at 4:30, I think. My dad threw an air mattress out on like our rubber mat and just slept outside on the rubber mat while I slept on the couch. So it was a little bit better than the weekend before.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh man.
I'm sure whoever saw him probably thought he was crazy. Because we showed up, threw the mat out. I have like a cigarette lighter inverter.
Yeah.
Hit the button, put the air mattress up, took a nap for a couple hours.
Oh man.
We pulled in there and like I didn't give him the directions, and so I wake up and he's like in the middle of Walhalla there, and like some cop like pulls up and is like, "Hey, did you see that like shirtless guy running around?" Like, yeah, he went that way. And the guy's like, "Well, do you need anything?" We're like, "No, we're here for the hill climb." He's like, "Oh yeah, I seen that." He's like, "You guys are good. It's that way." Section. I was like, "Oh man."
That was probably the guy lighting the fireworks off the night before, because that was pretty wild. It was a very lawless town during fireworks, I'll tell you that much.
That's where I live in Lowell, right outside of Billings, and we put on the big fireworks show, so they're all loud around us during that time. So yeah, I know that we have like a week of just fireworks constantly.
Nice.
From sun up to sundown, there's just booms going off.
America, let's go. Well, Mint, well, hearing all this, we gotta let him go so he can get some sleep. He's got to write some estimates. We better let that guy work on his bikes and get some stuff done. But Tristan, dude, just as we said, congratulations. And if you complete the Rockwell Series, the Motoclimb Super Series, and the American Hill Climb West Series, there's probably been less people that have walked on the moon than have done all those series in one season. So my hat's off to you for even trying it. That is a hell of an accomplishment, even to compete in all 3 of those series and hit them all. So we'll be cheering you on from the sidelines, and we're going to have to check back in after Devils and see how she all shakes out.
Sounds like the plan. We're excited to get out there at the end of the year, wrap it up on a good note. So after that was one cool weekend. So we're excited to go back.
Hell yeah. Well, awesome. Well, dude, just keep freaking laying them down. Keep figuring those bikes out, and we can't see what your future brings.
All righty. I appreciate it. You guys have a good night.
Against the Grain Design and Print is proud to announce its partnership with Find the Line. Against the Grain works with clients to build their business and racing goals through the design and production of premium stickers and decals. We offer one-of-a-kind subscriptions for a flat monthly fee that can save you hundreds of dollars. Custom mailers, white label printing, motocross graphics, and anything else you can think of, we have you covered. It's time to print your passion. Visit atgdesign.co or email sales@atgdesign.co.
Hey there, Find the Line listeners. We will always be looking for partnerships for Find the Line. Please email findthelinepod@gmail.com to see how we can work together to grow your brand. Once again, that's findthelinepod@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to it.
Oh, man, our sponsor. Oh, I tell you what, one thing that looks good on my bike, a freaking French rider. That ATG design kit and that French rider, it's got a good look to it. But right now, I don't know if you guys had a chance, but I'm a little bit, I dabble a little bit of gambling or whatever here or there. Here I was fooling around on FanDuel Sportsbook, looking up some odds. Luke, did you know that it was a 45,000 to 1 bet that you and I would podium on consecutive weekends, and Tom did not? Did you put any money on that?
No, I would have been some good return though on that.
Woo! Dude, Luke, you were freaking hauling ass at Bay City. How good did it feel on the side-by-side?
Yeah, I guess it's never thought you could be rewarded for going really slow and taking 0 risks, but here we are.
No. You were riding so good. Had you even rode Logan's 350 before?
I don't know if I have or not.
I think.
Yeah, I was trying to think. It felt like a actual pretty good. I don't know. The bars are probably straight, so that was probably one thing compared to mine. But yeah, it felt pretty comfy.
Dude, I was so proud of you. You looked so good on the bike, and I thought you were riding so good, and it must have just felt good to come down, and you're with one of your best friends racing in the final. I mean, how many times has that happened? It comes down to you guys.
Yeah, I know. I feel like we do always race each other, not in the finals, but at least at some point. But yeah, if anybody could take the win there, I'm pretty happy it was Nathan. So he definitely works hard enough for that. So he deserves it.
There was it was so close. Nathan went big racing your dad, and we almost had a Justin Hill upset at Bay City. Nathan almost let it go against Todd. I mean, I didn't want Nathan to throw it away, but it would have been epic if Todd would have advanced on that way. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I was hoping for that. I thought for sure Dad was going to get him, but didn't happen.
Your dad was riding good too. I told him, I said, I would give anything for your verticross record. That guy, he was handing out licks.
Yeah.
Good.
Him and that 300.
That one really cool race that I remember watching, I'm pretty sure it was against Casey, but I could be wrong. But Casey got the jump on Nathan and was leading him, and Nathan just rolled the third jump and let Casey get a huge gap on him, and then just made sure that he set himself up perfect for that fourth jump so that he knew he could make it over. And I think Casey struggled, or I don't remember if Casey didn't make it or if Nathan just powered right around him, but he just kept just enough distance so that if he messed up, he'd be able to get around him, and just nailed that jump and just walked around him like he was standing still. It was pretty cool. And we all know Nathan well enough to know that he's extremely analytical. So I knew exactly As soon as I saw him slow up, I just smiled because I know exactly what he's doing. I was instant. Where I think we're a lot alike in that way. It's just thinking ahead like that. And he just why race them on the flat when I can just walk around them up top when we get up there? And it was pretty freaking cool to see that. And Luke did that too a couple times where he was just nailing that last jump, and then we just drive around a couple guys.
Oh, it's cool. I was just so damn proud of you, Luke. I just thought that was a highlight for me of the weekend, watching you ride and watching you advance and just doing your thing. And I've always felt that you've just been one of the most talented riders that I've rode with. And when you apply yourself, that's what happens. It was so cool, Luke. I just want you to do it again. And I know that your life's busy, but it was sure fun to see you when I could.
Maybe the real winning combo is I just spin wrenches and Luke rides, because if he's got a working bike, he seems to do pretty well.
It could be. We didn't have any, the bolts weren't falling off the front caliper or anything. It was a pretty clean bike. So
no
that could be the good combo.
mechanicals, 2 working brakes, a good tire.
Whoa. On your bike was good on my 450, which I'm not complaining about at all because it's my fault, but no brakes on that coming into that corner too. No. I almost went right over the berm the first ride.
I had that on Snowflake too. I had a no brake situation. It happens.
That was the funniest part, is all the Frenchies just wanted to ride my bike because my bike was the only bike that had working brakes on it when we were play riding.
That sounds about right. Yep. Yeah, you're the only one that doesn't need maintenance, so that's probably the way that goes. Well, I think that my 250 was older than half the Frenchies, so that's another part. That's another part. Let's talk about that. I mean, the French riders, the experience that we had. For people that don't know, there's 4 French riders that came over from Bresse, and they were supposed to fly in Thursday and race at the Brick Mine and then Fordville. And Todd and I were bringing bikes up, and then Logan Mead had brought his stock his play bike, and had extensions on it for the 700 class for Brick Mine. They were supposed to come in on Thursday. They're in a plane in Paris. They sat in the plane for multiple hours. That flight got canceled. Then it was just a mess. God, you probably know more details than I do, Logan. But they ended up getting another flight, and they didn't get in till 8:00 or something on Friday. Is that so?
Houston.
To Houston.
Or to America. Right. Yeah, they landed in MSP like at midnight or after midnight. On that Friday or Saturday morning, technically, whatever it was. Yeah. Or Friday night or Saturday morning.
The day of the race or whatever. Yeah. And then only Johan had his bags. Nobody else got their bags. So and that was all their gear, their helmets, their boots, their riding gear, everything. They had rental car issues. They finally get a car. They get going up, and it's 6 hours. They flew into MSP, 6+ I guess. I don't even know. They're in a foreign country they'd never been to, and now they got to drive to the middle of the night from Minneapolis, St. Paul to Walhalla, North Dakota. I mean, man, they are troopers. They get to the room, and I think they didn't even sleep. They just took a shower, and your dad was in the room waiting for him or whatever. And then they come over to the Brick Mine where we're at. And I mean, it's riders meeting when they get there. And, another reason why I'm just so proud of the community that we are, that night, when they came to Houston, they knew they didn't have their luggage. So at like 8:00, we knew they didn't have luggage. So the Jelnicks and some of the local guys, because I was already up there, they pooled together and got helmets and boots and everything that they could, and they brought it with. And then our good friend Jack Mackey was pitted next to us, and I don't know why, but thanks, Jack. Jack had like 5 sets of gear with, 5 sets of sick rutted gear with. So I don't know if you noticed, but the French riders were ripping some awesome rutted gear most of the weekend. But between Peyton Reimers, Lonan, knee braces, Colton Landwehr donated a helmet. The Jelnicks donating stuff. Forgive me if I forgot somebody, but we were just figuring we got them fit. Everybody had a helmet. Everybody had chest protector, gear, boots, knee braces or pads, gloves, goggles, everything. I mean, just wow, such a touching thing. Just everybody, yeah, whatever I got, I'll help. It was really cool, and they got riding. And unfortunately, they had no sleep. I had my coffee maker and they were just down in coffee, trying to get amped up for the day or whatever. I had some little Starbucks espressos. They were canning those and just doing anything they could to get their energy up. And then they just freaking rode awesome. At the brick mine, obviously we all saw Johan got second on the Buell in the open class. They all rode very well. Unfortunately, I always want to say Dominic. I called Donovan had an incident where in the 700 class that ran first, he went up and he was trying to ride down, and it was not the time to ride down. It was greasy. He hit a little crevasse and he had a really bad crash. Like he ass over tea kettle and head first into the dirt. And I was nervous that something really bad had happened, but he ended up taking the rest of the weekend off, and we iced him, got some Advil in him, and he was able to move around and stuff. And then Todd took him to the chiropractor Monday when we got back, and sounds like things are mending, but there was some alignment issues and whatnot, so we'll find out more. So that was another thing that happened. But then as the day went on, they were figuring out equipment, they didn't even know what the stock bikes were all about. They're like, we don't do this in France. And I was like, well, you are here. And they got quick to that. They're very talented riders, all of them. I was really impressed with Julian. You can just see how tactical he is, like with riding. And he is a multi-time champion. And Julian, I think he's 38. And he had said to me that when he had his boy Elliot, he just stopped taking risk. And you could see it in his riding that he was incredibly talented and he could do just about whatever he wanted. But in his mind, what he was doing wasn't risky, even though he's still doing some cool stuff. But it was fun to see such a talented person. They all just adapted to each bike so quick. I'm 1,000,000 pounds and they're all, 160, 180 pound guys. And they were adapting to the bad suspension for them and different things and the different tire setups. They don't run tires like we do. I had a chain wheel on the 1190 and they adapted to that right away and smiling from the beginning. Smiles right away. The nicest damn people you've ever met. Just love dirt bikes and racing. They're very competitive. They want to do the best that they can do at any moment. And the North Dakota crowd just absorbed them. They loved them. They were having a blast. And the Eagle Ridge Motorcycle Club just went, completely over the top on welcoming them and doing everything they could to get them. And man, it was just epic event at Brick Mine. It was so cool.
Yeah, it's definitely one thing that I've noticed, or that I think a lot of people undercredit how good of riders they all are. And I even did for a little bit too. And then you start watching them race out there and then see them come here a couple times. And obviously some of the videos from Brick Mine, and then what I got to see during the week when they were riding with us. And it's like, they are unbelievably talented riders and very fast they'd never ridden sand before and go and ride a high water and they're just shredding. Yeah. And Julian is extremely talented and hard enduro cross type stuff and trials bikes. So it's pretty cool how good they are.
Yeah. At Highwater, it was so awesome. Thomas was on your 350 and I was on my 300 and I got nothing for him, but I'm trying, because I felt bad. Luke couldn't make it down and we didn't have anybody there to like push him to go fast. Cause like when you guys are down there riding, it's a different level of speed, and at the end you could tell that they wanted to rally, but I just, I'm old, fat, whatever. And Thomas is like, you and me, Joel, let's go. So I'm like, all right, dude, like I'm just going to go as hard as I can go. We're going. So we got out there and we started going, and he wanted to teamwork the corners. Like he'd go inside. I'd go inside. He'd go outside. I'd go outside. He'd go inside. And he was you could just tell he was loving it. And I was giving him the 5 best laps of my life. But when we got to the straightaway, he'd pull over and let me catch up so we could keep going. And we got done, and damn it, it didn't matter if neither one of us were mute. We were smiling, high-fiving. We had so damn much fun. And it's just like the brotherhood of bikes and what it does is like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. It was tough just sitting on the sidelines all week, but man, it was fun to be able to watch them ride the bikes and have fun. And for me, just be part of everything and get to hang out with everybody too was obviously a blast.
Yeah, and I'm proud of all of us. I think that we really gave them like a good showcase of Wisconsin and like what we have to offer. You know, beer, bikes, barbecue,
Yep.
and strip clubs. Right. Oh, and Big Bad John. Right?
Yep. He's a Wisconsin treasure. No trip is complete without meeting Big Bad John and getting into what he does.
For people that don't know, Logan and Luke's friend Jake and mine is just a local icon and is he should be world famous. He just isn't. But my favorite part was Donovan at the end at Bay City. The only autograph he wanted was Jake's. And then Logan walking by. Oh, Logan too. he wanted Logan's after he got Jake's. He just wanted Jake's autograph on his goggles. That's all he wanted.
I think they silently bonded, even though Donovan couldn't speak a whole lot. I think him and Jake, they could be brothers in another life.
Yeah, for sure. And man, it was fun. I feel like we all benefited because your dad hosted a meal at his house. You hosted a couple meals at your house. I got to host one at my house. And I mean, I love that shit. It's fun to go out to eat too. But man, I just love when you're at someone's house and you can just sit around and BS. And there wasn't a moment the whole week where I felt that they were strangers. Like
no,
they from the minute, like it was like family with family, giving each other a hard time, you know, just joking around. And I don't know, it affected me like something like about humanity, just like how there's absolutely no reason for any of us to be alike in any way, but we're all the same freaking person. It was just wild. Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What do you think their highlight was, Logan, from their trip, if you were to guess?
I think Johann's was definitely getting second at the Brick Mine and winning at Fordville, I would have to imagine. Because there's something different about being able to, when you are a racer, going to a foreign country and putting on a clinic and schooling people. So I think that was pretty big. Yeah. And then, I don't know, for the rest of them, I think Big Bad John might take the cake.
I think so. I think it's Big Bad John. Yeah.
I don't want to admit it, but I think he showed everybody up.
Yeah. I think you're right on Johann. And he said to me at Fordville, and Johann spoke pretty good English too, and he understood us very well.
Yeah.
And I just said like, oh man, I'm so proud of you. And he said, this was a lifelong dream to win in America, you know? And it's just like, damn it. Like, how freaking cool is it that your dad and you with the Buell, you help him at Brick Mine. I helped him at Fordville. And these are our brothers. And we got to help them accomplish a freaking dream that they'll remember forever. And I'm just so proud of us helping and not putting them on shit bikes. They were on your fucking championship bikes all weekend. Yeah. And my bikes haven't won championships, but Kirk built them and they're very good bikes. You know, like we didn't just give them our shit. We put them on our marquee, our jewels of our team and let them see what they can do. And I just think that's cool as hell. Cause like when we went over there, you weren't riding something they just pulled out of the fucking garage. You know, I was riding Thomas's bike he just built. You know, it's like, I just think that was just the coolest thing that we were able to give them kind of what they've done for us, you know?
Well, yeah. And I think they appreciate it a lot because they know that they were put on good equipment and they see they see the videos and the pictures and the results from those bikes and know what they are. And I think it meant a lot that that people gave up their good race bikes to let them borrow them. And I think it was pretty cool for them.
It wasn't just us either. The Jelnicks at Fordville offered up bikes. Kirk Mueller offered up bikes. His 450 was rode. Like I said, Logan Mead had his gas 450 that he offered up. So it wasn't just us. And I'm not taking all the credit by any means. It was a lot of people. But you know, the big ones were from you and I, and it was pretty cool. And I just can't say enough about how good the people were, how fun it is to be part of this community and just this environment where all of us coexist. I just think it's fucking epic, you know?
Like It was crazy at Bay City after Johan's second ride, because he, unfortunately, he was the victim of finding a bug in my less proven nitrous bike or premier bike for on the Buell, and he went for the double and made it and tried it more than anybody else, because I think he saw that there was a huge opening for him to take a win home in that open class that day, because there's a lot of time left on the table that way. And he freaking went for the double, and I didn't know what happened, if the chain broke or fell off or what. And then they came back down, and he ended up landing in that soft spot, and it hit the shifter linkage and popped it into neutral. And like, seeing the disappointment in his face when he came down almost put me right into tears, because it was like, it's just one of those things where you just can't get back, and it's like such a small issue, and you never know about stuff like that. And it was just like, man, I wish I would have experienced that before so we could have fixed it, or I wish I would have known it was even possible for something like that to happen. And you could just tell, like, the second I looked into his eyes, I knew exactly what he was feeling and how bad it sucked, because I think he knew that if he made that double, he was going to win it. And that one was tough for me to watch.
Yeah. No,
but just to see how much it means to them too is pretty awesome.
And I've had a little dabble in it, loaning out bikes and stuff like that. And I just, when you can help somebody else like live a dream, like you get some of that too, you know. It's like, man, it's really rewarding. I'm so thankful.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing I just want to bring up is just, you know, this all started from Matt Musgrove and Austin Tyler just calling up Bresse, right, and talking to Damien and developing this relationship. Yeah. And thank you to Matt and Damien and Austin and all the people that have came before I was involved. You were involved long before I was. Lots of other people. But just, I'm so proud of this relationship. I want to help build it. I want to help make it even stronger and even better. And I hope that this is something that is common, that we can do more of, because it was really freaking cool. And especially when they're such good people. And what they had said one time, that the reason it was those four that got to come over is they were nominated from their club for their efforts, you know? So these guys aren't just riders. They're people that give to the sport and make it better. That's why they got to come over here. It wasn't just because they're the fastest four, and they probably are, I don't know. But it was also because they've put the effort in their club, helping their event, promoting, doing all the other things. That's why they were here. And that just, hell yeah. Like that that's people you want to help, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
No, very cool. I think the brick mine, I think we covered most of the stuff. Some of the things that were really cool that I found out after is at the brick mine, they film every single ride. And if you go on the brick mine's Instagram site and you click on their link tree, there is all the raw rides, and they're broke down by class, and it's free for the riders to use. And I just think that is, wow. I mean, I clicked on mine and they're nice. It's not just a static camera. There was somebody filming every ride, and they put them all on a Google Drive on there. Thank you. Like, wow. They're just so, man, they do the Jelniks, and the Eagle Ridge does so much. It's just awesome. And then those bombs that we're talking about with Tristan, was so freaking cool. It was just awesome. I had never thought of that. And the first person I thought of is like, Kevin Looney, you're going to do this. I just know Kevin Looney is going to, but he'll amp it up, and he'll probably have, like, you know, some freaking 4-pound mortar at the top that goes off for every new fast time. But I think I think it's a compliment to Eagle Ridge, is if the Devil's Staircase starts having fast time booms, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's got to be. And then rolling into Fordville, people that have listened before know I've never been there. I've been terrified of going there. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I would have left with both collarbones. This isn't going to shock anybody. I've never been so wrong in my life. That place is unbelievable. I think the hill layout changed a little bit. The rides that used to scare me, where there used to be like a little kicker into the wall, and that's what always terrified me. This year, it was just a flat ass hill to a wall over the top. No big. It was awesome. That super safe, got no issue. It was the years before where they had the kicker in front of the wall, where I didn't have that skill set, and it was different. But something I've always wanted to do is that exhibition hill.
Yeah.
And
it's so fun.
Does not disappoint.
No.
That thing was so freaking epic. And I have this lucky gift that every time I go somewhere, it's the easiest it's ever been. And from what I was told, the exhibition hill, it was the easiest line that they've ever let run there. But I don't care. I still made it over the fucker. So whatever. You can say what you want. I got a summit there. It's going on my grave that I summited the exhibition hill at Fordville. So, but do they normally flag that off the hill, Logan?
Yeah, there's always flags.
So there was no flags. You could kind of run it wherever you wanted.
Okay.
So that's what people were saying.
I think there usually is. Yeah, or maybe they just give us a start and a finish. I guess I can't remember for sure. No, I thought they did, but I would be surprised if they just didn't this year for no reason.
It was there was a line center right, and then the wall was really big, but you got a nice little charge into it or whatever.
Okay.
And there was a line to the left where you'd have to go and then turn right, kind of going up the hill, and the wall was a little less, but it looked a little choppy. And I was thinking the right line, and that's what everybody else ended up doing too. But Johan was the first one over on my 1190, and the freaking crowd went wild.
That's awesome.
Like it was awesome. He just freaking hucked it up over, and freaking the whole crowd just just went crazy. Arnie Jelnick was announcing at Brick Mine and at Fordville. He does such a good job. Arnie is one of the better non-Jamie Deere announcers that I've heard. He is very good on the microphone, has the crowd's attention, keeps everybody abreast to what's going on, knows what's going on in the race, tells people what's going on in the race, knows things about racing and the rider. Arnie did a spectacular job. Very, very good announcer. And I told him that. I mean, that dude is awesome. He's so good. What, how many summits have you had on the exhibition hill, Tom?
I don't know. I've made it over. I think I won the Open X the last time I was there. I won it, and it was close between Shipman and I. And then I don't remember about 2022. I've made it over a few times here and there. The first few times that I went there, they ran it way left. Did you see that line with the huge wall at the top?
Yeah.
I don't think I ever made it over that one when I was over there. I think only one or two people ever did. Okay. It was pretty tough, but it'd be fun to go back over there. But they said it's just too hard to start that far left because there's a spring down there and it's just super muddy. But God, it would be fun to get back onto that side and try it again because that's a super tough hill.
That'd be cool.
I remember the year that I rolled my bike down it, I did win it just because I was the only one that didn't let off and tried to make it up the wall. But it came at a slight cost.
That happens.
Yeah.
They did what they did there, or talking about people that weren't there at Fordville, is Olympic scoring. And you got one run on the exhibition hill. If you wanted to run nitro, no problem. You want to run chains, bolts, paddles, whatever you want. I guess nobody had a steel paddle, but they probably would have let it. I don't even know. I think it's kind of anything goes. Yeah. But then there's the regular hill on the right. You had to run that hill, but on that hill and open, you had to run regular fuel. You could run race gas, but no fun fuels and no fun retired, just a knobby. But you could ride a different bike. So you could ride one bike on the left and one bike on the right. And then it was your combination of scores, Olympic style, for the win. And that was Johan. Johan got it he won the left side, I believe, and I think he got like third on the right or something. I can't remember for sure, but very cool. And I told Matt, I was like, dude, like, I feel like if that's what they're going to do, have Fordville right after the Brick Mine like that, Motoclimb Super Series needs to make just the open class at Fordville part of the series. And he's like, not opposed to it. Cause I'm like, that exhibition hill is no freaking joke. And I mean, I had some of my friends locally that were there that weren't riding open that were like, dude, like, just to attempt that hill is cool as hell. Like, it is, like, that is a pro freaking hill, even though it's only 180 feet. Like, it takes a certain amount of skill and, you know, want to make it over that. That's cool. So it'd be kind of neat to see them adopt something like that. You know, if there would be some way to spread the series somewhat, you know, and if people are already there, just to encourage the pros, because I'm gonna tell you right now, the payout at Fordville is freaking epic. To put it in perspective, Thomas won the 450 class and the 700 class. And then I think he got cash for something. I can't remember what it was. I think he got like 20 they paid him there, and they got like $2,600 or something like that, or $2,400. I can't remember. And he told me that, and it was really nice. Thomas and Johan made a big donation back to the club, and they didn't want to take it, and they made him take it. They stuck it in their boot when they weren't looking. They gave him a whole big wad of cash because they were just so thankful, which was really nice of them. But Thomas said, to put that in perspective, that I think he won every race in France, and he made more money at Fordville than he made in an entire season in France. That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. That's,
so
makes you feel pretty thankful for what we get here.
Yes. And then if that's the case, let's make sure that lazy ass pros like me don't skip Fordville. Let's make sure that they go there. Let's have that Motoclimb Super Series open class be a part of the series at Fordville to ensure all the freaking pros go there. If nothing else, just try that. And once they're there, it is beautiful. They had a hill climb breakfast in the morning. Who the hell freaking does that? It was amazing. It was free to the riders. That did not cost much for my wife and kids to eat. It was an amazing breakfast. The pits are all under those huge trees. You don't even need a canopy. It's all shaded. I mean, it's just beautiful. That whole venue is just amazing. I feel bad talking ill of the top, even though it was pretty scary back in the day. But I did say to Sean and Jay that I would do everything to not miss it. I absolutely loved Fordville. That was good. It was amazing.
That's good to hear. But it is an epic venue. You definitely, like I said, you can't call yourself a hill climber if you don't go to Fordville at least once.
Well, I did it. Tom.
Yep.
I'm a hill climber now.
Good.
And then also, just in case the landowners are listening, thank you. Number one, very, very generous of you to allow that to happen. And they have a beautiful property. Number two, I am so sorry because at the awards, it was just chaos. And they were trying to get a picture with the Frenchies and everybody. And I just went up to thank him. And he was trying to tell me a story. He said he rode an enduro from Galena, Illinois to Ironwood, Michigan or something. And they were trying to pull me over to the story. I'm like, dude, I got to go. I'm so sorry. And he was trying to tell me the whole story of his race. And I'm like, I'll come back. And I never got back to him. So I'm sorry to Mr. I think, is it Mike? Is that the landowner? I'm so sorry, Mike. I appreciate you. I just they'd been trying to get that picture together for freaking a half hour. And I didn't want to be the one guy holding them up. So I'm sorry. Of course, I had to be awkward with the landowner. So hopefully the apology gets back to him. But just amazing. Can't wait to go back. Bay City, how do you feel it went?
I was pumped. It sucks that we got a lot less support from the locals and some of the pros than what I would expect for putting on a motoclimb event. So our entries were really low compared to normal. But outside of that, and then our spectators took a hit a little bit, but we kind of knew that was a gamble going in with Millville. We tried to do all the promotion that we could and did some activation at Spring Creek and handed out flyers and just didn't hit the numbers that we wanted to with that. And I think, for us, it's just a good learning lesson that we can't overbook pro nationals in the future, which now we know. It was our lowest crowd turnout in quite a few years, actually. So it was disappointing, but overall a good event. It was nice because it wasn't a super long day. We had some good halftime entertainment with Luke and Jake, and I can't remember, and I think it was Philip that did the snowmobile hill climb, so that was a good time. Fun to watch.
Jake said that one of the snowmobile guys was putting mothballs in his fuel tank for more power. What the frick?
I have no idea. I just
is this some snowmobile crowd thing, or was that Jake's?
There's certain stories that people tell me I just go in one ear and out the other and don't think too hard on, and that was one of them.
The source is Jake too.
Yes. And the guy that he said was doing it, I caught a glimpse of him and I said, I'm not going to trust whatever he's doing anyways.
The second comment was Jake said, I didn't bring him. It wasn't my idea.
And I don't know whose idea it possibly could have been if it wasn't his, but
it was fine. It was a very successful entertainment.
It was entertaining.
It was very entertaining. Oh, so good. Were you happy about how the hill layouts went in? And did you think that the fast lines, like in the 700, Is it the lines that you would pick that you thought, or do you think that there was a faster line out there that people didn't hit?
For pro mod, that's just kind of bouncing through those walls. There's not really another line. There was Nathan did something really cool, which is what won him the class. I think is he's got through the bottom, attacked the bottom really hard, and then was a little let up a little bit through the rough stuff, which is what you have to do. And then he banked off the side of the last, like it's basically the third jump, kind of where it transitions down to the platform. There was just a little bit of a lip, and he jumped over the return road. So he never had to ride any of that off-camber stuff or turn sharp. And it was freaking smooth. I was so impressed with seeing that.
That's cool.
And it's like, cool. I like to think I would have seen that, but I don't know. I can't say for sure, but what he did was just beautiful. And I think that was what won him, because he didn't have to deal with any of that spinning on the hard pack and the concrete or the rocks that people were hitting, and just kept the bike straight as he could through the rest of the section, which was sweet.
Cool. Very cool.
The pro stock was cool to watch, and kind of basically turned out to be exactly what I expected. And once I was setting it up, I saw that line where you could kind of bank off the hip of that wall jump and then power down it. And that was what ended up being really fast. And that was super impressive to watch too.
Yeah. No, that's cool.
The open class was fun because I wanted to do something that we hadn't done before. And like Colby has told me in the past and on Nitro Mud, is it's just kind of stupid starting and then turning flat on open bikes like that. It's just the whole shot's weak, and then the turn's kind of dumb, and then it just throws off the rest of the hill. So I'm done doing that. We tried it and I don't like it either. Right. But I wanted to do something that made it a little bit more technical than just going straight up the hill. So I thought, let's start them as close as we can to the hill, and then put a little bit of a sweeping turn in it at one point. I think it was just perfect, because the turn wasn't enough to have to slow a bike down, but it was enough that you couldn't just blitz up it too. And then starting it close to the hill like that, it really got in everybody's head to not do the double, because I saw two people that went for it. And I think you went for it pretty good on your second run. You just got a little bit squirrely after it. So that was
I got scared in the air. So, but I think it was good. The other thing too is they were all running tires, and I thought, like, having that chain, like, I could come out as hard as I wanted, and I wasn't even wide open. I could have went way faster. So I mean, I think it was good. It's just you had to commit. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, there was
a significantly high lack of committal from everybody.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I was super sad. Just like the night race, like the podium rides weren't podium rides. It just was a bummer. And not saying anything negative to the people that won. It's just that if you've been there before, you know what's possible.
Yeah.
And we didn't hit it. We didn't get it. And that's fine. That's the way it is. But I was bummed. I wanted to see someone just freaking right through there hammering, but
there's a lot left on the table for the open class. And it's just that's how it goes. And a couple guys that Mike Johan did go for it and just had that terrible luck. And there's nothing you can do. That's just part of the frustrating thing about building your own bikes and testing your own bikes versus just buying them and paying for them, is you got to find out lessons like that the hard way. And sometimes the only way to do it is by racing it 10 or 15 times before it happens. Because that issue was bound to happen at some point. Unfortunately, it happened when he was lit up and ready to go for the win.
Yeah, bummer. I didn't know that's what happened. He loves that Buell, though. Yeah. He came down from the brick mine, and the first thing Thomas said to me is, "I ride Buell at Bay City." I'm like, "That's fine, buddy. I would too."
Yeah, it was fun to see them guys ride it for sure.
Yeah, no, they big fans. That's cool. The riding I thought was really good. I thought the event went off really well. I mean, I just thought it was so pretty. You guys did such a good job with the grass and everything. Like, it was so manicured up down there. I thought it just looked spectacular.
Yeah, we put in a ton of time to try to turn it into not just a regular old climb up a hill in the middle of this pasture event. And sometimes you're rewarded for it and sometimes you're not. And really, we've just been breaking even the last few years hosting all of our hill climbs, because we've been spending more money on lights and all that stuff. So it's more of just a passion project for the club. It was a good time, though. Fun, went smooth, no issues. I don't really have too much to complain about other than the fact that I didn't get to ride it.
That did suck. I've always felt like it's not a real race if you're not riding. So, I mean, I'd say it was, there's an asterisk there. That's for sure. One thing I was thinking the other day, and this is just a thought and it's probably wrong, but the future of Bay City has always been in question. We just never know, and Brick Mine, I feel like the future there's no reason for it to not go on for a long time the way it sounds right now, and obviously with Fordville too, that's already been going on since 2000. And, they've talked about like the 4th of July, is it holding them back for their crowd and their entries? And I think it is. I think it's really holding them back.
It could be.
There's just the 4th of July. I don't think you should ever have a race on Memorial Day, the 4th of July, or Labor Day, because it's just half the people that race have freaking campers, and that's big weekends that they do stuff, and you never want to make it difficult, right? But that being said, do you think the Bay City Hillclimb would suffer bad if it was on the 4th of July?
It's a good question. At this point, I don't really know, because I don't know what gets people through the gate or what makes people stay home or any of that. And
I wondered if it wouldn't almost be something where, let's say if the Brick Mine was thinking about switching a date, what if they flopped? And instead of starting at the Brick Mine, you ended at the Brick Mine. And we came to Bay City on the 4th of July, and then we went to Fordville and the Brick Mine the week after, and you guys flipped dates, because, to me, I hope the Bay City Hillclimb goes on forever. I just don't know if it will.
Oh yeah, actually, we can't, because we aren't allowed. The landowners don't want us down there on the 4th, so it would be impossible to put a Hillclimb on without working on the 4th if it was that close to the 4th.
Okay, nope. Because that was my other thing is as a wedding venue, I was going to say that there shouldn't be a wedding on the 4th. So that's why I thought maybe it'd be better, because I know that was part of an issue too. But all right, never mind. Then
that's a disappointing part, because it's obviously their holiday too. It's like you look in 2026, the 4th is on a Saturday, and then it would be on the Sunday the next year, and it's just, I think putting it that close to the 4th, it's already tough for us to not use that day, because we all have off to try to do that. So
no, it was just a thought.
But we might have to move our date anyways, because I think the reason that Millville has been overlapping on our date is because of the super motocross schedule. When they combined, I'm pretty sure that when off weekends got moved, it ended up pushing Millville a week forward than what it normally was.
Okay.
So I think we might have to find a new weekend anyways, which maybe would open that up for the North Dakota guys. So that's definitely a possibility if it's something that they want to pursue. And if they told us that that's what they want to do, we would be more than willing to move our date, because I think we're going to have to anyways.
Okay. Well, I mean, sometimes these things are good just to talk about, because other people have thoughts on them. And what we all want the same thing. We want the best event possible for each race, right?
Yeah.
We want the Brick Mine and Fordville and Bay City and every event to be just packed with quality riders and lots of fans, right? So if we all work together to get there, we will, right?
Yep.
So, a side note, Luke, sick hat. Did you tell your dad that Johan did a hat trade with you, or did you keep that secret?
I kept that part out of it.
That's good. Good boy.
I was pumped though. It's a sweet little sweet hat. It's comfy too.
I'm pumped.
No.
Yep.
God damn it. I didn't get one. Shit. I did get this up here though.
Yeah.
That jersey won Bresse, so
I got one, and now I got all 4 of their signatures on it too. So I'm right there with you.
Damn it. I'm always playing second fiddle. I get it. It's all right. It's all right. I don't blame them.
They're cool jerseys though.
They are cool. But so fun just solidifying the friendship with those guys. And man, I can't wait to, me and the wife and the kids are going to go back even just to watch. I told those guys, I'm like, I can't not go back. I hope I can ride again, but if not, I don't care. I'll just go back and watch. So it'd be fun to go see Tristan rip up that hill.
Yeah, it would be. Hopefully you can make it out.
Yeah. So this weekend we got the boys in La Bresse. We got Logan Mead, Petey Krunich, and Jon Wolfson. Once again, what the frick? I thought they were all supposed to grow mustaches. What the hell happened?
I don't know. Petey's looked good.
I mean, yeah, Petey, he read the assignment. He's a back end driver. He knew what was going on. He read the syllabus, but nobody else. The big mustache. I thought that's what you had to do there.
Not this year, I guess.
Not this year. So it looked like Logan is riding Vincent's extra bike. Did you see?
I don't remember if he's riding Vincent's bike or the spare bike. I know him and Petey are riding the twins one way or another, Vincent's bikes. And
then John's riding Nico's BMW.
Yep.
And that thing is freaking wild. That bike is so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, is it Saturday? Do you know when the race is?
Pretty sure it's Sunday.
Sunday? Okay. So this Sunday in Bresse, France, USA Motoclimb is racing. And man, talked to Adam Shelton. He said that they're going to try it out live stream if they can. So get on there and follow USA Motoclimb on Instagram. And if you see a live stream, it'll be early in the morning, if I remember right. Am I wrong there? I think it's early
should be like early in the morning, yeah. They're 8 hours different than us, so I'm trying to think how that works.
So right now...
No, it'd be late at night for us.
Late at night, okay. Yeah, because right now it's 5:15 a.m. and it's 10:13 p.m. So, but let's hopefully we can cheer them on. And man, sure would be fun to see those guys on the podium in La Bresse. They're all so talented. I think Logan Mead, is this the third time I think that he's been in La Bresse?
Yeah.
And last year when he was there with me, he got second. It was so freaking close. And Petey, he had one, just took a bad bump at the end. And John's first time. And boy, I tell you what, I've got pretty close with Petey, and I love them all. But man, I'm cheering Big Mustache on. That guy, I'm so proud of Petey for what he's done in his racing career. And he has just been such an awesome ambassador to our sport. And I look up all those guys, but especially Petey. Petey's a hero of mine from hearing about his stories way back when on the big hills. And Logan, when I got to tag along with you first out to the Great American and just watching that guy sweep out there.
Yeah.
Petey is an animal on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And God, I just love my bud Petey to have that rock. I mean, I just think that'd be sick. Whoever gets it, that's great. But boy, I'm pushing for Big Mustache. I want to see Big Mustache on that top step with that huge smile. And nobody will cheer louder than his French fans because he was a crowd favorite last year over there. That dude is awesome. So to all you guys, just cheering you on, soak it in. It's experience like nothing else. And I lucked into the whole thing, but so grateful for the experience. And Logan, advice. What do you think? The hill, the La Bresse hill, how do you pick the lock of La Bresse?
Hey, if I knew that, I'd have a rock at my house.
It seems like talking with the French dudes, they've changed the hill some. And the years you've been there, there's only been a few summits, correct?
Yeah, the year that I went, 3 rides went over the top of the hill, and there were 200 plus runs that day. It was the hardest that I've ever seen as far as people making it over. Hasn't been a harder year, at least from the results that I've looked at. So I don't know. I know that when we went, like last year, Thomas made it over. He made it over himself more than the 250 or 240 rides there were the first year I went. And then in 23, I want to say there were probably 8 to 10 rides over with my last time there. And I didn't make it that year either.
And talking with the boys, the French fries, as my daughters called them, but they were saying that they're trying to format the hill so that they can get a few rides over each round. That's what they want for the crowd. Yeah. And I totally get that. Like if you only have, one summit all day, it gets to be a long day for the crowd. Yeah. But because they do 5 rounds, if every round you're getting a few summits, those are big cheers. It's exciting. It keeps people involved. And like I said earlier, I have that effect. When I'm at a place, it's the easiest it's ever been. Last year, easiest it's ever been. So that worked out. It worked out really good. It follows me around. But Mother Nature still has the upper hand. I heard today, we're recording on Wednesday. It was pouring rain in La Bresse today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll see what happens by the weekend. But, send in positive vibes. Go to our USA competitors in France and to our French brothers that were here all last week and probably still got a couple spotted cows in their bag when they got home. So
hopefully
be cheering all those guys on. Just can't wait to see what happens. I think that's about it, boys. We got anything else that I missed? Oh, are we doing Caught in Your Chain?
Let's go.
Play it, Luke.
Rolling smooth and bam, it hits. Something in your sprocket throwing fits. A pebble, a problem, some petty pain. Time to sound off. What's caught in your chain?
Okay. Awesome sounder again, Luke. I do tile for a living. Can I start? Is that all right? I don't mean to just fire in here, but is that all right if I start?
You go for it. I don't know if I have anything.
Okay. So I do tile for a living, and most of the time I'm working on for like a contractor, and I'm not really involved with the people or whatever, which is fine either way. And we do some people too, but we've had these few customers, and this last customer that I was working for, I've worked for them. They know I do good work, right? And they're very successful people. These are people, they're, $3-4 million houses on a lake. They've done a lot of things in life right to get there, right? I'm just a knuckle dragging tile guy coming into your house, but I know tile, right? You've hired me to do something that you can't fucking do, okay? Right? Like you've went and paid your hard-earned money for me to come in and do something, right? So when I'm doing something as innocently as sweeping the floor and you question, I got a different broom for you. I'm okay. Do you need a shot vac? Nope, I prefer this. I really think you should just use a different broom. Listen, I've been doing this for almost 30 years. I'm about ready to blow your mind here. I've stumbled in a few ways to sweep a goddamn floor. Would you just shut up and let me do my job that you're paying me to do, right? And all this after they text me, floor's all ready for you. We got her all clean. It wasn't, okay? That's the whole point is you suck at what you thought you can't sweep a floor because I know how I want it done and I'm going to do it my way. Just leave, okay? So here's a heads up. If you don't know the contractor, I totally get it. But if you've already done work and you've already told them, oh, it's amazing and you did a great job and you have trust them, just let them be, okay? Don't sit there and tell them how to pick their nose and what broom to use and what frickin' we know, okay? I was so pissed. I almost just left because I just like, how dumb do you have to be to just sit there and criticize how I'm sweeping a damn floor? It was just a waste of my energy, a waste of their energy. It erased 10 minutes out of my life that I'll never get back. It was awful. God dang, that was awful. Sorry. Every now and then someone just gets that banner stuck in your spoke. Mm-hmm. You can't get it off. You got to drive through it.
If it makes you feel any better, I have a good story about sleeping too, believe it or not.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
When I was in high school and I think it was like foods class or something. There was like a teacher's assistant that was in there and I was sweeping up the floor. And I don't remember all of the details of it, but there was dirt on the floor. I swept it into a pile and then I grabbed a dustpan and swept using the broom to put the dirt into the dustpan and got the dustpan to the garbage. And this teaching assistant, who's like 60 some years old at the time, is sitting there making fun of how I'm sweeping the dirt into the dustpan. Apparently I'm doing something wrong. And I don't remember why or what, but she made some dumb comment and said how she's never seen anybody do it like that before. And I know for a fact I had swept before, so I didn't look like that big of an idiot. And then throughout the years of high school of her being around, I just realized she was a terrible piece of shit person because she made fun of kids with learning disabilities and picked on people because they didn't have, or she didn't think they should be out in the hallway going to the bathroom at the right time, and told my buddy, who are a couple of the biggest farmers in the county, that they couldn't afford the land that she had for sale. So I'm like, yeah, you're just a piece of shit.
Oh, Jesus. So, okay.
If it makes you feel any better, maybe that's just something that terrible people have in common.
That might have been what was going on there. I'm not positive, but that could have been the situation. And I think what it is like, you know, some of the people that I work for, like maybe they don't have a whole lot going on, so that when I'm there, they got to boss me, because it's like they need something to boss, and I'm that I'm that little. They need to have their finger on me because now they got control, and I'll play that part a lot. Yes sir, 3 breaks full a lot. But for some reason, it was just the way that this guy came at me. And I was just like, he might even been trying to be nice, but it came across the complete opposite, where I was like, he's lucky that I'm not a violent person, because I just would have punched him. You know, I was just so, because he's like loud talking me, rich guy stuff. And I was just like, oh my God, just leave, go to work. I don't know. Oh man, it's so funny. Yeah. But that's you know, go to college, kids. Don't be a tile guy. That's a lesson.
So you did say no to the broom though, right? Or did you cave and take it?
No, hell no. I stood my ground. I would have licked that floor clean before I used his broom. That's for damn sure. I wasn't using no broom, because I know what he was going to do. It was like a 12 by 14 sunroom. And he probably wanted to go get me one of those big ass shop brooms, right? With like the thistles about the size of your finger. Yeah. And all it does is just all the dirt goes in between all the thistles. I use a little like kitchen broom, because when you sweep it, it gets all the particles up, and then you can get it inside underneath the base and all the corners. So there's a reason that's the broom I use. It's not by accident, exactly. Right? It's like, I'm going to do it right once, you know, I'm not going to. And I just knew what he was doing. It was probably the same broom my dad has in his shop, where it's got like a frickin' horsehair like every 3/4 of an inch. You know, it's like, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's like, it's fine for like sweeping up, you know, cat shit or something, but you know, you actually want to get dust. And
that must be the same broom I have, because every time I sweep, my garage is dirty by the time I get done.
It's man. How does that bother me? But it does. So. All right, Luke, you got anything?
Nothing on the negative side of things, but Spring Creek Motocross on Saturday, watching Jeremy Martin win, I just like still can't stop thinking about it. I think I rewatched that moto a couple times already, but it's just insane. Like, to go out like that, it was definitely, I don't think I'll ever forget, like just we went up to the podium for the second moto and stuff, and kind of seeing him cry afterwards, and it was a pretty dang cool. I feel like I'd never really like get like that watching like motocross and stuff, but it was like, I feel like a lot of people, you know, it was getting to be emotional.
You can't fucking write a book with that good of an ending.
No.
Amazing. It was just, wow. I was talking to Nathan and Marcus, and I just like could not imagine that feeling coming around that first corner at like literally your backyard, you know, in your last race, and just hearing everybody.
So cool.
So I just, that's all I got, because I couldn't stop thinking about that. It was pretty dang cool.
Oh, that's sick. That's so cool. You got to be there for that. Oh. What happened on that pit bike race? Were you there for that?
No, I didn't get there I did not see any of that.
It sounds
I
like
heard some stories.
Former guest Nathan Preeb, former guest Luke Wilder, and Jacob Preeb, maybe hopefully future guest at some point, swept the podium, and then they did beer
throttle bongs.
What is it called?
Throttle bongs. You twist the grip, and it opens up.
Nice.
Beer bong.
Nice. You know? That's impressive. That's a podium right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Danger Boy was even in present watching everything too. So it's pretty cool. They could all show up.
That's sick. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I got to get back down there. That was so fun. 2 years ago we went down. It was just so cool to see. Did you use your credential, Luke, or did you have to pay to get in?
No, I didn't get one this year, so
Okay.
paid 120 some bucks.
What? 120
Yeah.
bucks? No. Serious?
Yep.
Is it all just one fee, or was that like different fees?
I just did this. It was like a 2-day pass or whatever, but
Okay.
like even the cheapest one day, I think is like 107 or
Holy
something.
shit.
Or
That's why
97,
nobody had
something.
any money to come see Bay City,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's starting to make sense now. I'm feeling it. Wow. That's cool. And it was really neat to see like all the people supporting J-Mart too, like on Insta. That was really cool. Lots of people, good things to say.
Mm-hmm.
That just goes to show, be a good person. You'll have a lot of fans, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Also, before we leave, Joel, was that your first podium in any motoclimb?
My first motoclimb podium. Yep, that was it.
Nice.
So, yep, I've had a
Second
few
place.
in American Hill Climb, but
Yep.
never in motoclimb. So pretty pumped. But and
Heck
to get I mean, not even like the motoclimb podium isn't as cool. Having a freaking brick.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
awesome.
I'm like, damn, I got a freaking brick. I mean, I'll never forget that. That's sick.
There's
So,
like a
yeah.
few legit trophies that you just always want. And I feel like one is a Rockwell and the other is a brick. And I don't know if there's two that are like more sought after than those.
Boy, I don't know.
Maybe the former AMA East Glass Awards with the big number 1 on them. But
Yeah, I think you're the Rock and Lamonte and
no, yeah.
that's number 1, probably. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just proud to own a brick, but yeah, thanks, Luke, for mentioning that. That was kind of a weird deal. That was thanks, Braden. That was the freaking chains. The only reason I got that was those chains were just like Braden told me it's the Velcro of hill climb, and I went around that corner where everybody else was spinning, and I just took off. It was like cheating. It was crazy. You'll never win I don't think you'd ever win a speed race with them, but man, if you need to get going on when it's steep, that's the ticket. That's pretty sick. So, but good times.
For sure.
Well, we'll have to see what the future brings. It sounds like you're going to find out about your neck pretty soon, huh, Tom?
Yep. Tuesday.
All right. Well, send in so many positive vibes to you. I'm hoping that you go in there and maybe you grew an extra vertebrae. You don't even know.
I'm hoping and praying, but just got a bad feeling in my gut that it ain't going to be good news. But like I said, crossing my fingers and my toes.
Yeah. I think it's going to be good news. You've done everything you were supposed to do and more, so you'll be fine.
Hopefully.
You didn't just sit around and not have any blood flowing. You were out there getting that freaking blood flow. That's what
I did do that much. I know for a fact I got blood flowing.
Yeah, no
I
doubt.
guess the question is if it was too much or if it's too far gone, but we'll see. I've been feeling pretty good, but still a little bit sore. So I just don't know really what to expect with this. I've only broken a couple of bones. So it's like I try to remember when I broke my foot, the bone was screwed together and definitely healed and I still couldn't walk. So hard to know. And then like my arm, when I did that, it was such a small fracture. It was sore for a few weeks and then pretty much back to normal, but I didn't do anything for a while. So it's tough. And then you don't know, like I know I did some disc damage in there. So I don't know if the pain I'm feeling is like disc herniations and nerve pain or if it's the bone breaking, but I know I feel significantly better than I did a few weeks ago. So
Well, I'll give you some positive news. If you're worried about your disc, like my business partner, Steve, he broke his neck when he was 18 weightlifting. He had bad posture and he broke his own neck and it bothered him his whole life. And then finally he like couldn't get out of bed one day and he went to the doctor and he just got lucky as hell. And he went in and it just had changed. And if he would have been in there 2 months before, they just would have fused his vertebrae together and kicked him out the door. But they developed the system and it was approved to insert a new disc into your neck. And he left a 1/4 inch taller than when he came out. And instantly all of his pain went away and he had full range of movement. And then he had to go back a year later and have another one done. But they can't do it on your lower spine, only your upper spine. So
I think Superfly had that when I kind of forgot about it, but we were talking and he had that gnarly endo on Robbie's 500. And he said that he had a disc replaced is what he told me. So,
wow. Dang. Yeah.
I'm not too, I've got bad discs in my lower back and I can survive through them. So
When you sent that text earlier this week that you were talking to somebody and naming off your injuries and said like, yeah, I've been pretty lucky. Go through that conversation.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. Yeah, he came in and obviously everyone sees it and freaks out and asks questions. And then he's like, we're just talking a bunch about it. I'm like, yeah, I've actually been super lucky. I've like broke my foot broke my foot last year. And then, I don't know, a couple fingers, my wrist, and broke another bone in my foot a while ago, and then cut my stomach open and saw my bowel and intestine. And I'm like, these people have to think there's something wrong with me to tell them all that and then think that I've been lucky.
Yeah, you
and it's like, I have been really lucky. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Like we're all freaking screwed up.
Oh, what is wrong with us, huh? Oh,
yeah.
Man.
But that was where I had a little bit of an epiphany that we are just a different breed.
Hey, guess what, Tom? You've paid the tax. You're good.
Mm-hmm.
You're good now. You've paid enough tax. That's how
I hope I'm good for a couple of years at least.
You're good. You're good for a long time. I'm telling you right now, you've paid enough tax. You're good.
Yeah.
That's how she goes.
Be nice to get a couple more years of doing well.
Yep, you will. No worries. All right. I think we got her covered like a Jimmy hat. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Congratulations to Tristan for winning the championship. Also, Dexter Hohenhaus, dude, you have just been throwing down, and you were right there. He's
up next,
and he has been improving every race. It's been really fun watching him just getting better. So good job.
And not by a small amount, by huge amounts. So I'm excited to see his future as well.
Yeah, no, it's really fun seeing these young guns just swinging. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mitt, let's get the heck out of here. What do you say, boys?
Yep, sounds good.
Come on, mama told me one day I'ma grow up big and I'ma be a king. And my papa told me it's okay to sit where shit hurts. Don't forget your dreams, cause they'll get you through this.